Dear students, welcome to lab 7, and in this lab we are going to discuss about the DBMS indexes. We have discussed the theory about creating indexes using primary, secondary, and we also saw how to create a clustered index. We also saw single level indexing and multi-level indexing. In this lab, we are going to practically see how to create an index on a table given a field to be selected as the index. So let's proceed. We are going to see how to display the built-in indexes. We will see how to create index explicitly on the given table, like employees table or a department table or the table that you have created in order to create the performance better. Sorry. We will also see how to create a unique index explicitly. And after creating the index, we will also see how to monitor index usage and the space occupied by the indexes. At this point, it is not understanding the importance of index. So in DBMS, an index is actually a data structure which we use to improve the speed of data retrieval operations on the database table, but it comes with the cost of additional writes and using the storage space to write this index. For example, consider a textbook which have all the contents inside it. But now if you reserve one page for index, of course, it will help you to locate a specific chapter in your textbook very fast, right? Otherwise, you have to navigate or you have to scroll through all the pages of the book in order to find a chapter, which is like maybe a fourth chapter. So you have to sequentially access chapter number 1, then 2, then 3, and then finally you will reach at the chapter 4. But if you reserve one page for creating an index and you write the chapter names in the table of contents, chapter names and the page number, so directly you can go. But you see this index is taking an extra page, okay, so which is nothing but an extra space in the storage where you are storing these data blocks. Although it takes some extra space, but what is the advantage that it is giving to you? It is giving you a fast retrieval, right? It is giving you a fast retrieval. So the performance is improved, but at the cost of extra storage. Now, since we know that it is helping us with the performance, we have to make a medium use of it. Like we have to consider that indexes provides a significant performance, although they provide a significant performance benefits, but they come with some disadvantages as well. Trade-offs. For example, index require additional space and it can slow down the data modification. For example, insert, update, and delete. Because whenever you perform the insert and update and delete, we have also seen in the B trees and B plus trees and also in the indexes that not only the data item, the data disk block where we are writing or updating or deleting has to be performed, but we also have to adjust the index to make it point to the correct record. Okay, so wherever you are performing read write operations, reading is faster for sure, but insert, update, and delete is actually going to make you make the changes in the table, as well as the index which is pointing to it also have to be updated. Let us take an example of textbook. Okay, again, for example, if you are trying to add new pages into the chapter 4, the index has to be updated, because now the chapter 5 will start, after counting the new pages in chapter 4. So the page number entry for chapter 5 will be different. Chapter 6 will get disturbed. So we have to make use of indexes in an optimum way. And also we discuss in database tuning that wherever the indexes are not being used, we can delete them. If there are no proper indexes created for a table which is being asked or accessed frequently, we can create an index on it. So you have to take care about the database design tuning considerations and also the significant way of using the indexes. So let's move further. Before you start creating an index, you have to get connected to the SQL Plus. Then you need to connect to the HR table, because we are going to perform the creation of indexes and all those things on the HR account. So we need to log into the HR account. So we first of all get connected to the system by access DBA, and then we give the password and get connected to the container DB, which is XEPDB1 in our case, and then we unlock the HR account by using auto user HR identified by 12345 account unblock. Okay, so this so so after we get the HR account unlock, we get connected to the HR account by using its local the host on which this is on this account runs. And once we get connected to the HR account, we start working on the indexes. So first of all, we want to just see how does the user indexes table looks like. The user indexes table is a table where all the indexes are stored. So we are saying it has different fields. We are seeing we want to see index name and the table name, index name and its corresponding table name on which this index have been created. So we want to see this, and hence we need to write select index name comma table name from user indexes. It will give all the index names and the table name. You see index name and the table name. So the index, for example, there is a table called as access dollar. It has an index called as I underscore access one. And then there is a table called as ACLMV dollar, and it is having I underscore ACLMV dollar underscore one. So the index names and the tables are displayed when you use select index name comma table name from user tables. After. Now let us see the other SQL command. We want to select the index name from the indexes now, but I want to make this search specific. So I will say table underscore name is equal to employees. So I need to say select index name from user index where table name is equal to employees. Okay. Since we did not create an index yet, it is not showing us any rows. Now, creating an index explicitly. Let us see how to create an index explicitly. Yeah. Now we want to create an index on employees table, okay, on its first column called as first name. Okay, so we are saying create index, name of the index. This is user defined like an identifier. So in order to remember it easily, I am using this prefix IDX because then I will know that this is an index. And I'm using the name of the first field preceded with this IDX to just understand that I am creating the index on the first name on the employees table. On the employees table. So now I need to specify the table space, the storage that it will use to store my index. So I need to say table space user storage. So I'm going to use the table space from the storage table, okay, the storage capacity, right? Then we are saying that initially it should start with 20K. Okay, when this 20K gets completed, assign more 20K, okay, and keep on this increment up to 75%. We will talk about a PCT increase shortly. For now, you have to just remember that we are creating an index, user-defined index on the table employees, and reserving the space for it from the storage. Initial capacity is 20, and it will get, if this gets exhausted, and then next 20K will be given. Okay, so and this will go on up to the up till it occupies 75% of PCT increase. Okay, so you see the index is created. Now we created this index explicitly. Okay, let us create an unique index explicitly. Okay, so what is the difference here? This employee name, we are creating an index on employee name, and we know that employee name, first name, is not a unique column, right? We can have duplicates of names. So it is possible that you create an index on the names, and you remember the concept of clustered index, right? Wherein we have index pointing to the cluster of rows. So here the group of rows, a kind of thing, that thing is created when you create an index on first name. Let us see the other one. How to create a unique index explicitly. So unique index, we are using the department name, okay, to uniquely have it. For example, we say create index unique. Create unique index. So unique is a keyword here that we have to use, an index keyword, and then we say department uni underscore index. This is the user defined name on department tables. On departments, where on which column we have to do that, on the department name. So we give that department name in the bracket, and we say table space users. So this is also one of the way of creating the explicit index, but here I'm not telling the initial size and the grow up size for the table. So this is also possible. Okay, so we see the index created. Now, after you create the index, we would like to monitor the usage on it. Okay, so in order to monitor the usage on the existing index or the index that you have created, you have to switch on the monitoring usage. And how do we do that? We have a command called as monitoring usage command. Okay, we have a command called as monitoring usage. How do we fix this monitoring usage on the index that we have created? We say alter index employee emp underscore email underscore uk. This is the index that we have, that have been created on email. Okay, so we say alter index, and what is the name of the index? Emp underscore email underscore uk, and then we have to say monitoring usage. So we give the monitoring usage, alter index emp email underscore uk, monitoring usage. That's it. Now the monitoring usage starts getting recorded on this index. And how to view that? We need to have access to a view called as v dollar object underscore usage. What does this v dollar object underscore usage provides to you? It provides the complete details about the index name, the table name, and the monitoring is enabled or not, yes or no. If you see here, we have uh, yes, for example, monitoring, yes, usage, no. Okay, so we can just view it after here by saying select star from v dollar object underscore usage, which is going to tell us the index name, the table name, the monitoring, the usage is started, the starting monitoring time and the ending monitoring time. Okay, so once you start the index, okay, you can see the monitor when you start the monitoring usage, then you can view the monitoring start time and the end time and its usage by saying select star from v dollar object underscore usage. Now let us see what are the different fields that are available in the v dollar object underscore usage. We have index name, table name, monitoring, and the used one. Okay. And we have start monitoring time and the end monitoring time. Okay. So the important thing here to note is, you see, we have start monitoring and end monitoring, and it is given in the form of a date and a timestamp, and then we are storing them as a varchar2. Okay. So this is the internal design how v dollar object underscore usage is being created. Okay, so this is one of the idea you can use as well. Turning off the monitoring usage. How do you turn off? Yeah. Now, once you start monitoring the usage, it is going to tell you the usage on particular index. It's yeah, it's start time and end time. So it is, giving you some extra information. So it is actually engaging some of the DBMS services to do that process. So it is always recommended that before you exit, you have to set this monitoring as off. How do we do that? We say alter index name of the index on which you want to set no monitoring. Okay, so we use it here as emp name ix, and then we say no monitoring usage, and you see the index is altered. Now let us talk about the PCT variable, or we can say, yeah, PCT field. Whenever we want to monitor the space that is being occupied by indexes to store them, we can say select PCT underscore used from index stats. Okay, so index stats is a table which have PCT underscore use field, which is telling how much space my index is taking. For example, name of the index is idx underscore first name, and then we say, okay, and then we execute. So if the index that you are trying to uh, check isn't there, or if there are some issues, if you do not have the permissions to access this index underscore stat, then you are going to see no rows selected. Okay, now let us see what is PCT underscore use. But this is the way how to monitor the space use of index. Okay. Now let us talk about PCT. PCT stands for percentage of used space. Okay. It is used for analyzing the statistics, validating the index, checking the PCT use, dropping and rebuilding the index. Okay, so there are four uses of using it. The percentage of index space may vary according to how often index keys are inserted, updated, and deleted. Hence, a history of average efficiency of space usage for an index can be developed by doing the different types of series of tasks as its points. There are different views that help us with indexes: DB underscore indexes, all underscore indexes, user underscore indexes can be used by DBA, okay, in describing indexes on all tables in the data field. All views describe indexes on all tables accessible to the user. User is restricted to indexes owned by the user. Some columns in these views contain statistics that is generated by DBMS underscore stat package or analyze statement. The one that we have seen here, dollar object usage, what does it do? It contains index usage information produced by the alter index. So that is why you would see every time, we are using this dollar and v dollar object underscore usage to see the usage information which is produced by monitoring usage. So that is why always when you set the monitoring on, and then you have to follow by accessing this view dollar object underscore usage information. Okay, let us look into the important views that we have used in this chapter, in this lab discussion. It is index underscore stat. What is it used for? It is used for storing all the information from the last analyze, index, validate, structure statement. So this is the one that we saw, and user indexes. And we just discussed that the indexes, user view is restricted to indexes owned by the user. Some columns in this view contain statistics that is generated by DBMS stat package or analyze package. So these are the different views that helps facilitate us with optimizing the view contains for statistics of indexes or functional based indexes on the table, expressions of functional based indexes on the table. And it also helps us with DBMS underscore stat or analyze statement. Now the lab task. You are supposed to switch on the indexing on 3 indexes: employee, email, UK, employee, email, emp ID, PK, emp name, IX. So set the monitoring usage on for all of them by using the given below SQL commands. Which says alter index, emp underscore name of the index, and then set the monitoring usage. After you set the monitoring usage, you can view the v dollar object underscore index usage, sorry, v dollar object underscore usage to see the monitoring usage on these three indexes. This is the first activity you are supposed to create. You are supposed to create index with this name on employees hire date. You know how to do that, so please do it. Select hire date from employees and then drop the index. Okay. So this is activity 2. Here what we want to do is we want to run SQL statement that will display all the fields from employees for the employee ID 1 to 1. So we said select star from employees where employee ID is equal to 1 to 1, and then the whole record is being displayed. And then we want to view object usage after it. Okay. So we say select star from view v dollar object underscore usage. Now it is going to give us emp email uk, emp email id pk. You remember we have an emp name ix. So these are the three indexes that we have set the monitoring on. And hence, when we are saying we want to view the object usage, it is showing us the details about they being on or not. Okay. So, okay, that is activity 2. Okay. And the activity 3. Run a SQL statement that will display the employee field from employees table, then view dollar object usage after it. And what did you notice? So we have, do this activity and then see the difference. Okay. Um, like this, it has to be like you will get the query result and then the usage. Okay. Now activity 3. Okay, you see students, when we set the monitoring on, okay, you will see monitor field as yes, and usage as maybe if it is having no usage, you will have no. So this is what you will notice, this such is how you need to read the object underscore usage table. Monitoring can be yes. See, you see, monitoring is yes for emp underscore email underscore UK. It is no for this one. It is again yes for this. So based on how you have set the monitoring, you will see their usage information in dollar v dollar object underscore usage. Now let us see the activity 4. Run an SQL command that will display first name, last name fields from employees table. Join. Now we have a join here. Plus job ID and department ID fields from job history table. We have view v dollar underscore object afterwards. Okay. So executing the query first. Okay. And then viewing the index on it. So we want to display first name, last name, job ID and department ID. And then we are saying display the usage over it. So how many indexes have been used here? We have employee name. Okay, from employees, the monitoring is off on this one and the usage is going on. And then we have emp IDPK. Okay, monitoring is off. And we have emp email UK. The monitoring is on for this one. So just notice some parameters like this. It might be different on yours because if it depends on if you have set the monitoring on at what time. Okay. So but you will see something similar to this. Okay. Now before closing the SQL command window, you need to make sure that you have switched off all the monitors. So with this